Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and welcome to Overwatch Central. Today I want to talk about two topics, both regarding Hanzo. Blizzard spoke about some potential changes that could come to Hanzo on the PTR, aka nerfs, but I also do want to talk about the stuff that's going on with the Overwatch League in Stage 4, the drama, controversy, and just debate regarding Hanzo and new Hanzo that will be played on Stage 4. But let's go over that first. See, the Overwatch League is broken down into 4 stages, and each of those stages is frozen on a patch. Stage 4 is about to start this week, and whatever the balance patch that's going to start on will be played for the next 5 weeks, then have its playoffs, and then it'll move on to something else. By then there'll be PTR changes and live changes aplenty, and it's meant that every stage of Overwatch League so far is played on a very different patch. Mercy meta in Stage 1, Stage 2 and 3 were just fairly dive orientated, and now Stage 4 is going to have Brigitte in the game we know at least. However, the issue that Overwatch League ran into was whether Stage 4 would play new Hanzo or old Hanzo. Whilst it seems obvious that Blizzard should go for new Hanzo, right, it took Nate Nanza and Blizzard all week, 24 hours before Stage 4 even began, to tell us it was going to be old Hanzo being run in the league. I won't read out the full tweet, but Nate Nanza basically cites a third reason, tournament stability, and then there was a potential bug existing on the patch with new Hanzo for the Overwatch League, which would basically break the game. Every time somebody tried to resume play on an escort map, should a pause or a disconnect occur. So that was one of the main reasons why, which is understandable, but still a shame. But now we need to talk about where it all began. This all started from Seagull saying that Scatter Arrow was going to be on Hanzo in Stage 4, and then later Sideshow confirmed that what Seagull said was right.
So Scatter Stage 4? Yeah, as far as I know.
Oh wait, no, Seagull leaked it already, didn't he? Yeah, Seagull was right.
But Pro Player Agility said that they were looking into playing the new Hanzo for this stage.
Apparently Blizzard is in discussion with people about changing the patch, so it's going to be this current patch in Stage 4, which I really hope they do.
To take a quote from the Florida Mayhem analyst which came out 2 days ago, "We still don't know what patch we're playing on. Nobody is as stressed about this decision as the players, management and staff in the Overwatch League. They want it just as much as the community. Of course people want to see the pros playing the same patch that they're playing on, because it does one or two things when you're looking at the current meta of the game, right? It either basically says, yep, running this comp of Reinhardt, Zarya, Brigitte, Mercy, Zenyatta and Hanzo constantly is universally too good. If every team is mirror comping one another in this strategy, then that's a big sign to Blizzard that there's a lot wrong with the game and they need to bounce around it. But the other thing that it could do is it shows the pros actually being able to counter this strategy, and then you start to see maybe like Pharmacy is the answer to fix this. We see the pros playing the same patch that we're on and seeing how they deal with it. The issue there is that this patch hasn't been in the game for that long, so teams are still scrimming it and still trying to work it out. However, because the Overwatch League decided to go with old Hanzo, which was of course the other option, the Overwatch League is just playing on an older patch, right? Not only that, this patch that they'd be playing on was only live in the actual game for 48 hours. The start of Season 10, when Brigitte was added into comp, had old Hanzo in it, but then on the Thursday following, that's when new Hanzo was added into the game, Scat was taken away, Storm Arrows was added in. There's not just that for Hanzo, right? But you get my point. And I don't know about anybody else, I'm not really interested in watching Stage 4 if it's going to be played on an old patch. I think Jane better explains the problem with running the old Hanzo in this clip, so I'm just going to play this.
I'm seriously not even the remotest bit interested in watching Stage 4 Overwatch League if it's not gonna... Why the fuck would a casual viewer even care about watching the Overwatch League when it's a different Overwatch than the one they play? Didn't that patch exist for like 3 days or something? Why would I care about that patch?
It's not too different, mind, but it's different enough to know that whatever the pros are doing, whatever strategies they're running, may not apply for the games that we're playing ourselves. The videos that us and other YouTubers want to make about the kind of heroes, what players do with Brigitte or new Hanzo, become irrelevant because they're playing on a separate patch. And of course, you can now understand to see where the debate is coming from. However, there is one clip that I wanted to highlight from Muma saying that the patch with old Hanzo that they've been scrimming on isn't all that bad.
It's crazy. Dive is still very good on the current patch that we're scrimming. Dive is still very good, and Brigitte isn't even that strong against Dive. It's Hanzo that fucking ruins it. So if the patch that we are planning to play right now is the patch that we actually play on for OWL, it will be the most versatile meta that the game has seen, or that Overwatch League has seen, I should say. I think.
I'll play with him.
So I guess the argument boils down to this. Would you rather watch the pros play the same game that you're currently playing, the exact same patch? Or would you prefer to watch a much more viable game with more diverse strategies as opposed to teams running the same compositions. But it is interesting to hear what Muma had to say about it, the whole aspect of it being actually quite viable with old Hanzo in the game. But I want to see how the pros deal with the new Hanzo Brigitte meta, whether they just stick to that and play that universally and mirror comp one another, or whether they go for a more recent patch. It's an interesting situation that the Overwatch League has ended in, because they have a snapshot of a meta before, and I'm really curious to know if you guys would rather go back to a meta where we had old Hanzo and had Scatter. If you could, do let us know that in the comments below. Now let's go over the potential changes that could be coming to Hanzo on the PTR fairly soon. This was posted by Jeff Goodman a few hours ago, talking about Storm Arrows being insane. He said that we're testing some nerfs internally and have decided to make a change for the upcoming patch. We are reducing the damage per arrow from 80 to 70, which not only drops them from one-shot territory for 200 HP heroes when Hanzo is damage boosted, but also drops them out of one-shot range for 150 HP heroes such as D.Va when she's out of mech, and Tracer. The ability will still be very strong overall, but this change should help mitigate the most frustrating elements of fighting against it. We're looking to get this on the PTR fairly soon. Somebody else then says that they want the ult charge increased on Dragon Strike. Jeff Goodman said, we've talked about this as well, but changing the hero's ability damage already affects their ult. If it's still a problem afterwards, then we'll look at it again, basically. So it's not the biggest change coming through to Hanzo, but it's still an important one. It has a lot to do with effective damage, but it's mostly down to damage breakpoints, as Jeff Goodman highlighted. Being able to one-shot a 200 HP hero when damage boosted with an ability that you could use 6 shots very quickly is ridiculously strong. But I still would like to see damage fall off on this ability, because there's still very strong tree trunk arrows that are going to hit you from across the map, and nobody wants to die to that. But do let us know what you think of these changes too. Are they going to be enough? Are they going to help Hanzo, or is it just too little too late? But now I'm going to talk about just a rather funny situation, I suppose, that happened in Contenders. So the grand finals of Contenders Season 1 happened this weekend for NA and EU, and it was a big show match between the winners of EU, which were British Hurricanes, congrats to them, very well deserved, and also Fusion University in NA. The funny thing about Fusion University is that they had jerseys on, and I'm showing you on screen. They of course say big letters FU, so you can understand what that might abbreviate to, Fusion University, but it's also something else, right? Well, actually Blizzard banned them from using them once they got there, so instead they had to walk out in their grey shirts and weren't allowed to wear their jerseys because of this. Not only that, there were a few words added to the banned list in the Contenders Twitch stream, including Monka S, because it's a Pepe, and other words included Sucks, Lamau, and apparently GG. Now, I'm not 100% on this, so take it with a pinch of salt, but I remember Stylos tweeting some stuff out of him trying to say stuff in chat and then getting banned because of it. It was a bit over the top, but hopefully Blizzard can listen to that and take that on board for next time. But yeah, do let us know if you prefer to see the Overwatch League on new Hanzo or old Hanzo. Do let us know in the comments below. I'm in two minds. I'd like to see new Hanzo because I want to see what the pros are doing on the patch that I'm playing on, but if the old Hanzo patch is going to be more viable for a lot of different compositions like Dive, like Brigitte comps, then that's obviously a lot better for the spectators, right? And maybe Blizzard are going to put some changes in for new Hanzo to make him less OP, so that could be another reason why not to use this current snapshot of the meta that we're in now. Thanks for watching, take care, we'll see you next time.